Hey guys, welcome back to the Evan and Katelyn podcast. Nice and simple. That's it.
That's it for today. So today we're going to talk about some updates recently. We got some new toys.
Toys.
We had some sponsor drama.
Drama.
And we finished some things that needed finishing desperately. I'm trying to say this kind of thing.
Because otherwise we're just going to be saying what's new.
Because otherwise we're just
saying
literally what's happening. But then the main topic we're going to get into today is the blessing and curse of real-time feedback, which is something that is a very prominent part of our jobs.
Yeah, prominent part of our jobs, but also prominent parts of anyone's
life
lives.
Today.
Yeah, anyone who has a Instagram account or a Facebook account or anything. I mean, even some types of jobs are all data crunched and everything now. So,
yeah. And then I think it's kind
of interesting. I don't know.
And then if we have time, we'll play a game. We'll see how long it takes us to talk about all this stuff.
Exciting. Okay, so new toys. Oh geez, we're going to be getting to this later. I'm holding up my favorite new toy right now, so people who are watching the YouTube video get an
It'll be a thing
extra
of the
bonus.
week later.
It'll be a thing of the week later. But the other thing that we got is we finally got Katelyn a 4K editing computer. Bingo, bango! It was going to be awesome. It was going to be big. It was going to be powerful, and it was. And it was also so
super
loud.
Yeah. It was super loud. It had 6 fans and they ran at full speed constantly.
I mean,
to the point where editing was difficult because I need to be able to see, is the music too loud or our voice is loud enough? What's the relationship between these different sounds? And sometimes it's a subtle difference between it being right and wrong.
And the whole reason, I did think about buying all the parts and assembling it myself, but we're trying to get really efficient with our time. The one thing in our life that we don't have is time. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to find a computer that has all the specs that I want, that has good ratings, and I'm just going to get that, and that's going to save us time. I was wrong.
Well, no, I think it still saved time. That saved time compared to you building a computer from scratch.
Yeah, somewhat. But dealing with troubleshooting and sending it back and everything. Because at first I didn't know what was wrong with it. I was like, why is it so loud?
We also didn't know if it was an error or if it was supposed to be that way.
Yeah, and also I was used to building the computer from a basic computer that only has a normal amount of fans and very basic considerations. But since this is a high-powered computer that has a lot of heat being generated in it. It has liquid cooling. It has a lot of ventilation, a lot of fans, but the fans were hooked up just to basically a power splitter, and they were just being plugged into full power, and they're running all the time. They weren't being intelligently controlled by the computer based on the temperature of the computer.
Yeah.
So that was something that happened. I don't know. It's just another thing that we're learning. We're continuing to grow. We're continuing to experiment with things, and it's
experiment with buying computers.
Yeah, I think that's something that we learned. It's something that I learned because I do know about what goes into a computer, and I did know that fans are concerned, but I didn't know what to look for when I was buying a computer and make sure that it had variable speed fans for a computer of this type. True. I don't know. I still think that we're learning. I'm trying to chalk it up to a learning experience and make positive from it.
Yeah, it's been a week of computer drama and back and forth with the company.
Yeah. Speaking of back and forths with companies and drama,
so
sponsors recently.
This is going to be a light month sponsor wise.
Yeah, we're not going to mention any names because
we won't mention any names.
No one's really at fault here. Well, except for one company, but never mind.
No. It's just unfortunate circumstances, and we try to plan sponsors months ahead of time. We have spots planned
for December.
We only have a few open slots this year left. So we're usually super on top of things, but then just because of circumstance, our next few videos or our next few weeks don't have any sponsors, which is rare for us. We sponsor pretty much every video, which is how we've been able to be full time as a smaller channel.
And we don't trying to like forcing, not the forcing, but like try to like scramble to get any last minute sponsors on videos that are going live soon, because it's a big process. You want to make sure you're on the same page. You want to make sure that, you know, everyone is cool with how things are, because we have very specific requirements for the ads that we integrate into our videos. And if we can't make sure all of that's right well in advance of when we go live, it's just not worth the stress. You know what I mean? So that's just been like another thing that's been on our minds, and it takes up
it's hard,
a surprising amount of time.
Yeah, so much time goes into emails and coordinating and calls and figuring it out, and then when you have to call something off or push something, it's just like
painful.
It's frustrating.
Because we put in days of work in the past, like maybe not days of work, but like
a lot of work.
Many hours. I mean, it makes sense in a way, like.
Because that's our main income source.
60% of our income is from sponsors, and we do put a significant amount of effort into that. It's just an effort that no one sees.
Yeah.
So
I'm not gonna lie, I have been tempted before, because there are a lot of like bigger channels that make enough off AdSense that's like covers all of their bills and expenses and everything. Like a lot of them only, you know, do a few sponsored videos a year, maybe, you know, like the really big channels.
We have thought of like bringing it down.
We have thought about bringing it down, but then it's hard because like an opportunity comes up and it's like a company we like, and it's like,
that's a great fit.
But I have been tempted to do that. But then on the other hand, that puts so much pressure on like the video performance alone. Because usually sponsors, of course, like you have an expected amount of views that they're paying for, but in most cases, unless you're like guaranteeing view count, you still get paid even if the video like doesn't do as well as you expected.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit more stable than only relying on AdSense.
And that helps contribute towards our work-life balance a little bit. Like the video we released on the day that we're recording this, which is Friday the 16th, so it'll be a few days ago for you guys.
The cat foraging toy video.
Cat foraging toy video. That video was something we wanted to make. We wanted to make that for our cat. We wanted to have a slightly easier, simpler video for us and for our audience that you guys can do it too. I mean, there's a lot of considerations that went into that, but one thing that we thought is we're like, this isn't going to go as big. This isn't a crazy new idea or anything like that, and that's okay. We have, you know, these extra sources of income so that we're not relying just on views. Yeah,
so it's okay to just have like a normal performing video.
Yeah, so there's still an important part of our business regiment.
Yes.
What am I saying?
Words.
But yeah, it has been a little bit crazy recently.
I think it's just been so many in a row, and we're like, oh God, our entire business model is falling apart. You know?
And like we always try to, like, any time anything goes wrong in like life or like in the communication we have between each other or communications we have with companies or businesses, we try to like, okay, what lessons can we learn from that?
Yeah,
and
we do.
Like we did everything right with, I think, all of these.
Yeah.
And it was just like circumstances. And I think that's a hard thing about it, because there's no lessons we can learn. There's nothing that we can like take from this and apply to make future things better. It's just like, it's kind of been bad luck for all three.
I think the main lesson learned is kind of a more general lesson, and it's just like being okay with rolling with the punches with the punches. You roll with the punches when that happens. Yeah. You know?
And I think that like 1, it would have been okay. 2, it would have been okay. But I think the third one was like the straw that broke my back.
Yeah, we're like,
I'm a camel. I am a camel, and that straw broke my back. I know what it's like now.
Yeah.
And not that it really broke my back. I mean, it's fine.
Like, we're fine.
It's fine.
We're fine. It's just frustrating when you put in the work and then like nothing comes of it.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, we are trying to turn it to our own advantage, and we're trying to advertise for ourselves. We're trying to advertise our Patreon and our, you know, gaming channel, and maybe one day in the future we'll do another push for the podcast. So
yeah, trying to turn it around.
I'm trying to turn it around, but it has been like, whew. But speaking of turning things around, transition time into the next thing I wanted to talk about: finishing projects that we just never got around to finishing. We're trying to like fully wrap things up, because as you guys know, we make these videos, we have the final product, but after that, in the past, we've kind of just been running off to the next project. We like literally like wrap everything up, we finish the video, and then we start the next one, and we never like like I'll give some examples. The resin knives we made those knives, we got the finished shots, and we set them on a shelf, and they're sitting there very sad.
Yeah,
you know?
for like a week. Yeah.
For the entire garage project, we cleaned up most of the garage, but then we have like piles of stuff we still need to decide like what to do with or where to organize them or stuff like that.
That's inside just past the garage.
So there's a lot of things like that we just haven't taken care of because of the pace we're trying to set, because we're trying to get ahead. But leaving those broken bits of projects behind kind of like bothered us at the same time that it like we're getting ahead, but also this bothers us. So we've been trying to take the time to like fully wrap up projects. So I made a little display stand for the knives that we can put on our back wall or we can hang it on a wall and it can be like part of our story moving forward. I've been kind of chipping away at that pile of stuff left over from the garage, mainly while Katelyn edits. So we're still kind of like dual pathing between a main priority project and like catching up with the past. But
we tend to do that a lot. Like we'll film and then I'll edit and you'll work on like the miscellaneous to-do items that have built up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, speaking of the knife video, guys, when we launched the knife video a week ago today, YouTube was experiencing a glitch where it wasn't counting real-time views properly, and that freaked us out.
In the YouTube backend, there's a thing you can see on your like dashboard for videos, and it tells you the performance of the video you just released compared to the last 10. So it'll say like, in the first hour, your video got 2,000 views, and it'll say what all the other videos, the past 10 videos, got in their first hour, and it'll rank them. So you'll see like, oh, this one got 2,000, but everything else was like over 3,000. So this one sucked in comparison.
In comparison. So it's like the cat video that we released today, you know, it launched at number 8. That's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it was a slightly less ambitious project. Not that it was less ambitious. It was like a slightly smaller project. It's not as like, what?
It's not as mind-blowing.
It's not as mind-blowing as resin knives. Well, we put so much time and effort into the resin knives. We wanted that to be like a little bit of a hero project to kind of pick up our numbers, get our views up, kind of like show what we're capable of if we put more time in and we have more time.
And we launched it, and it was at number 10.
Number 10.
The lowest.
And 10 is bad.
10's bad. Like
bad. Like,
well, and everyone's like ranking is different. You know, if all of your videos have been like really close together performance wise.
Oh yeah.
You know, it can be 1 or it can be 10 and it can still be like a good video. We kind of have like our 1 and 2 spots are usually significantly far ahead. And then 3 through 8 are kind of our middles, and anywhere in there is still good. And then like 9 and 10 are like significantly lower.
Well, because like as you grow as a channel, as you get more subscribers and as you get more reach, hopefully you stay in like that top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slot and you keep on growing. But if you keep on launching videos and they go
worse and worse,
then like that like is just an indicator of the channel health a little bit.
Yeah.
So
a video that we expected to do like really well for our channel being number 10, the knife video, we were like, oh my God.
And we kind of knew YouTube, Twitter had said that the real-time analytics are funky, but at the same time, we didn't know how funky, and we didn't know like if it was affecting our channel or what have you. So we were freaking out. Eventually,
we were like texting other people, like some of our other YouTube friends. We were like, "Hey, is this weird for you too?"
So like, what's crazy though is now that the real-time data is fixed and it's like archived and everything. When we launched this video, we saw the corrected real-time
for the knife.
And when we launched it, it really was at 3.
Yeah.
It was doing well, but we were just freaking out because we thought it was launching at 10.
Yeah, it was actually 3, and then it worked its way up to 2, and it's been at 2, which is really good.
Yeah.
So we're freaking out, but that's...
you know what? That just shows the blessing and curse of real-time
data feedback.
Good transition. So
it's interesting though.
This is our lives. We live this a lot, and I'm not sure how much you guys are going to relate, because I know that, you know, I'm not sure looking backwards how much I paid attention to the likes and hearts of my Instagram post. Do you remember that?
I think I paid attention somewhat. Like, so back when we just had like personal accounts.
Personal ones. Yeah, and it was just our friends and family.
I think
that
I
cared.
did a little bit, but I also feel like back then I didn't follow any Instagram influencers. I followed, I think, a couple cat Instagram pages.
Oh yeah.
But I wasn't following any influencers or celebrities or anything like that.
So
I
you
was
couldn't
only
compare.
following my friends.
Yeah.
You know, so it was just like, you know, I would post a photo, get like 12 likes, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like
Because it's not
know.
a race. When you're just using it for personal, it's not a race.
it's not a
You're
race.
not
I really
comparison.
didn't care very
Yeah,
much.
I don't remember caring at all either.
Like I would be more the thing that I got into more with social media because I was like the picture taker of the friend group.
Yeah.
And so it was actually more for Facebook because, you know, Instagram is like one picture every so often, you know, one picture a day or whatever. And now you can do carousels, but back before we started the channel, I don't think you could do carousels. So like for a gallery, the only place to send it or share it was Facebook. And so I would be more into like posting pictures and then reading all my friends' comments about all the pictures.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you were the archiver.
I was the archiver.
Yeah.
And so I liked seeing everyone's comments about like the photos from that thing we did last night or whatever.
So it's kind of just like this. You know,
Yeah.
you document and people comment and
I
you like the
reading
comments.
Yeah. So I was more into comments than likes, but
Well, you have all the comments you need now
yeah. Yes.
on 3 channels.
Yeah. But yeah, what about you? Like, was it something you paid attention to?
I think that I might have paid attention to it like a tiny bit on Facebook, but also like sometimes I would try to be funny, you know? So I think that if you're sharing just for sharing, that's one thing. But if you're sharing with like the intent that people react, then you do care a little bit more, you know?
That's true. Yeah, I would care more when like I colored my hair or something and I
Oh, yeah.
posted a new picture. I like wanted to see if people liked it or like if I had just made a terrible mistake.
But I mean, we don't go so far even now. I know that a lot of people who are doing social media, they will publish a photo and they'll look at how good it's doing for the first like 10 minutes. And if it's not doing well, they'll just delete it.
Oh, and they'll post it again?
Or they'll post something different
Oh, dang.
because they care about their numbers. They want to keep their like average numbers up. And if they post like what they think of as a dud, then they're like
brings down their
they don't
average.
want that on their profile, because some people who are just doing Instagram, they get paid based on like how well things perform,
That's so interesting.
you know?
Yeah, I didn't think about I guess because like, you know, our main content is a YouTube video.
Yeah.
And
There's no like deleting that.
it would, yeah, it'd have to be really just like terrible in some way to make you
Yeah.
delete it.
Well, but also some of our videos that didn't do great when we first launched
They
them.
pick up later.
They pick up later.
But Instagram things don't have like a
No,
life.
they do not have a life. It's
know.
like they kind of have like
They're more disposable.
they're like fruit flies.
24-hour life?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Science. Jason with Evan, Katelyn. Yeah. But yeah, so I think part of the strategy for the Instagram thing is, you know, you people vote by like when they see your post on Instagram. If you scroll past it, that's kind of like a downvote. If you like it, that's an upvote. And if you like it and comment, then Instagram's like, ooh, this one is doing well. And depending on how the post does, it'll go out to a broader audience. And I think that you only get like a certain number of impressions per day or
Before you're
something like that
judged.
before you're judged. So
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And I mean, we can kind of tell also. It's like when we share a post, within 10, 15 minutes, we'll know if it's going to do well or not.
Yeah, but we don't really care
We
if
don't
it
really
does
care.
bad.
Yeah. Because they all
but
do.
it's not our primary thing.
It's not a primary thing.
But I
That's
guess
true.
yeah, there is a difference between like posting something when it is your primary. There's different levels. Like when it's your primary
Yeah, because
thing.
YouTube, we really care about its
YouTube, we
performance.
really care.
On Instagram, we don't as much because it's a
not our
secondary
main.
thing. It's not the main. That's interesting. And if Instagram was our main, we probably would care a lot more.
Probably care a lot more.
And would put like, you know, would try to play the game more or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's always interesting when I see, we're getting kind of off topic, but when I see people who we follow who are primarily Instagrammers that are like really big on Instagram, but then they start a YouTube. And it's so interesting because it's like,
There isn't a super high turnover. At
there's not a
times.
huge turnover of followers, I guess.
Well, I mean, there's such different platforms. If someone is following you because you post pretty pictures or like funny cat pictures or whatever it is, whatever, no judgment. All things are good. But like if they're following you on Instagram for one thing, like there's really no parallels between Instagram and Facebook, really.
You mean Instagram and YouTube?
Instagram and YouTube, really. I mean, unless like every one of your posts is like a long video, then maybe it might transition over fairly nicely. Like if your Instagram page was you doing like woodworking and projects, and you had like a mix of personality and like making and stuff like that, and everyone was always like, I wish your videos were longer. I would watch them if they were longer. And then you start doing longer videos, which is what they wanted. Great. But if all they want are like cool pictures, and all of a sudden you start a YouTube channel, how much of a crossover is there? Like,
I don't know.
Similarity.
I do think the maker community, there probably is a higher chance for crossover, because like I feel like typically if you're following like a woodworking Instagram, like you're relatively interested in how things are put together.
Yeah,
so it
and the process.
Makes sense. But if you think about most Instagram influencers, they're not woodworkers.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Instagram models and
there
stuff.
There isn't as much of, well, there still is a process behind it, but like making videos about that process can't be as big of a thing.
I don't think the videos have to be about the process. Like if you're an Instagram model, you could do vlogs.
Yeah, you could do vlogs, but it would make sense if you're an Instagram model that wrote very interesting long paragraphs and people liked you for the story you told with the photos.
Oh, yeah.
But if all they wanted were the photos, then the conversion might not be great.
That's true. Anyways, we're getting off topic from real-time feedback. The point I guess we were trying to make earlier on is that like even if you're not playing the Instagram or social media or YouTube or whatever game, I do think this is something that affects people more and more. And I think it didn't like super affect us personally beforehand, but I think there are a lot of people, like we even have friends that like they got to take a picture for the gram every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, well I guess I should take a picture too. Oops. Yeah. I guess I should take a picture while I'm doing this thing.
How is it different than school? Because at school you kind of got graded on your work. But it wasn't instant, and like.
And
it wasn't that as important.
Well, no, it's important. School is very important.
As long as you're getting like decent grades, you know.
No, it's different because I think it's a very, it's one facet of your life.
And it's very controllable.
It's very controllable.
It's not like a group of people judging you.
It's not like your peers.
You know what it'd be like? It's like if you went up to sing in front of an audience, and as you sang, they started putting up scorecards.
Yeah, as you were singing.
Yeah, that's it. Because we're still doing it. We're still making it. And like as we're making it, we're getting feedback on everything we've done.
Sort of. But I mean, like the video, we're not like making. That's more like streaming.
Yeah, that's more like streaming. Okay, yeah, you're right.
But I do think it is interesting because like as opposed to most other types of jobs and stuff, where, you know, back when I was doing graphic design, I might work on a design, send it off to the client. I find out days later if they like it or not. It's, I don't know. It's just different.
Well, but also with, you know, like your example with the client, you do a design, you send it off, a few days later you get it back. But the thing is you have a chance to change that or fix that. If they're not happy with it, it's not permanent.
Yeah, that's true.
In a way. But with putting content out there on YouTube, it kind of is fairly permanent.
Yeah. And it's interesting because with real-time feedback, the good thing about it is you can make changes quickly.
Yeah, you're right. We can flex and shift.
Like
fast.
One example is, you know, in some videos we tested giving the supervisor a computerized voice, which we find hilarious. And then there was a lot of people liked it. And then there were some people that found it deeply disturbing. So we're like, okay, in the next couple of videos we won't do it, and we'll see like do people miss it? Or are there people saying, oh, I'm so glad you removed that creepy supervisor voice? And if people miss it, then maybe we'll bring it back. And people have commented saying that they miss the voice. So we're like, okay, we can bring it back.
More people commented, we miss the voice now that it's gone, than people commented, that voice is weird when it was there. So the creepy voices have it.
Yeah. But I guess that's just one example of like...
Well, I think the big contrast we can draw is with a TV show. So a TV show, the entire thing is planned, scripted, shot, edited, completed. Everything is done.
That's a better example than like my graphic design example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once it's all done, it's pretty much done. And when you go to launch it, you just play the episodes in order a week apart. And I'm pretty sure that like people aren't going back to the edits and recutting and redoing things. I mean, if there are any people who are familiar with TV show productions, let us know. But I'm pretty sure
I feel like
that
there'd have to be like some kind of scandal or something.
Yeah, something big.
Something big.
Yeah.
To cause that.
Because that'd be very expensive. But like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like when they were shooting Friends, the scripted TV show, there's nothing really like super controversial in there. They kind of like write the script for the entire season. They bring the actors in, they film it all. The actors go away. It goes to the editors edit it all, and it gets sent to the
but you
TV
don't get
people.
feedback until the entire season is done.
Yeah, so it's like if like at the very beginning of the like, let's say that like you were doing like a competition cooking show, and your like catchphrase whenever you're done was "ba-bing," and like you just like the very first time you had a success, you started going "ba-bing," and like you did that the entire season,
And then
like the very first time it comes online, everyone ridicules you for ba-bing, and you know that the rest of the season it's just gonna be ba-bings, baby, all the time, all the bings, all the time, and you can't change that.
Yeah,
You're
can't.
stuck.
Yeah, so I guess that's like the downside of being in a situation like traditional media where you can't change it.
Yeah,
But I think
but at least it's like in a way it's like
it's out of your control.
it's done, it's decided. There's no stressing. That's it.
Yeah, it's out of your control.
Yeah.
Whereas like when you are in something like social media, you kind of obsess over it all the time.
And you can second guess up to the very last minute,
even
which
this
Katelyn
morning,
does.
even this morning, I was like, should I add more information in the video about what a cat foraging toy is? Like, do we need to provide more background on what that even means and show some more examples? Maybe I'll do like a voiceover real quick. And Evan's like, no. It's an hour before launch. We can't
Don't.
do that.
And it's like, yeah, but like you can change up until the last minute. It's a blessing, it's a curse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say it's a blessing, it's a curse.
I was going to say it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. And midway through, I changed it. Where's our hard? Can you see?
Your shirt? No. It's not really showing up on the camera.
This one's an extra subtle one.
Evan's wearing a Words Are Hard shirt. It was a test print.
It was a test
it's a
print,
little more
yeah.
subtle
It's
than the real ones.
It's a little extra subtle. Yeah.
Yes. Anyways, people listening, really getting a lot out of that
Really
part.
getting a lot, which means we should probably move to our game. Today we're going to be playing FAILTANK.
FAILTANK.
Why do we call it FAILTANK?
Because it's like Shark Tank, but
Bad
bad
ideas?
products.
I don't know. Most of mine are good.
I think mine are pretty good. Maybe.
Wind tank.
Wind tank. tank.
The tank. The tank.
I feel like that's
like
probably
that.
already a name of something.
The tank.
Anyways, this is a game we played earlier on in the podcast. It's inspired by a
Shark
game.
Tank?
Well, I was going to say, well, yeah, inspired by Shark Tank, but also Jenna and Julian played their own version of Shark Tank on the Jenna and Julian podcast. And
Yes.
we thought it seemed really fun. But anyways, we pitch product ideas to each other
Okay.
and judge them.
Shark. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you, sir.
My name is Steve.
My name is what?
So Steve, my name is Steve.
Hi, Steve.
I come to you today to pitch an idea.
Pitch.
I call it model craft.
Is it a modeling clay?
No, what it is it's a 3D modeling software that anyone can play.
Oh.
What you do is you build things in Minecraft, you export them as STLs, and you can print them on your 3D printer.
Okay, that's actually like pretty awesome.
Right? Because like you can like there's words. It would be so cool because in creative mode, we haven't done creative mode yet, but you can like fly around, you can create things, and I think it'd be cool to like you can choose, do you want to smooth everything out, like smooth the pixels, or do you want to leave things sharp and like precise,
Pixelated,
you know?
yeah.
And you can even like say like this area over there, make that like smooth that out. Like if you do a circle, you can like smooth it out, but if you want to leave the edges edgy, you can like leave them edgy.
That's actually like a really good idea.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then you could even like do 2 different block colors to do like split the object in half, or do like multicolor filament printing or whatever.
Oh, that's extra fancy.
Extra fancy.
Yeah.
But I think that like someone could legit make a plugin for Minecraft Java
It's
so that you
kind
can
of
model
3D
things.
modeling
It
with
is 3D
individual
modeling.
cubes, especially in creative mode.
Yeah, and you can just like walk around it and everything. I think that'd be so cool to like what if you built a castle and then you printed it?
That'd be pretty cool.
Or a cat statue.
I just want a creeper.
Oh,
I didn't design it, but I just want a little creeper.
just build a giant statue of a creeper in Minecraft.
Why
and
can't
then
you just print the creeper? I feel like you should have access to all
I need
Minecraft
$6,000.
assets. Yeah, you definitely get it.
Yay! Wait,
But I want
no,
my
no, no.
creeper.
I want $500,000.
No, we already shook.
No! Did I only ask for $6,000?
Yeah.
Oh, what a lame deal. Oh, I'm a bad shark. Okay, pitch me your idea.
Okay.
Okay, I'm the shark now.
Yeah,
Nom,
you're
nom,
the
nom.
shark. Don't bite the microphone.
Sorry.
These are expensive mics. My name is Patty.
Hi, Patty. My name's Steve. I'm still Steve. I have $6,000 now. I'm a shark.
Are you ready to invest?
I'm ready to invest. I'm ready.
You got to build it up, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, well, do I have the product for you?
Oh, do you? Let's see. Let's
Okay.
hear.
It's called Paw Pants.
Is it pants for your cat?
No, but related. It's really padding that goes in your pants. It's adjustable. There are inner pockets in the pants, and you can adjust the padding and put the padding in certain spots. Because you know, when your cat jumps in your lap, there's always a certain way they like to sit in your lap. Supervisor likes to have her head on the left side of my lap, meaning her claws are always in the same spot on my thigh. And when cats like purr and are content, sometimes they like make bread, you know, they need.
So
and
they poke
does
tiny
that
holes inside of you.
through my leggings, and I just have a series of tiny holes in the same spot on my leg. It's just gonna all turn into scar tissue.
Oh, no.
But so if you have paw pants pads that you put in your pants, and you can adjust as needed depending on your cat, and it protects you.
How much money do you need?
Oh, it's cheap. It's only $500,000.
No, I only have $6,000. You know what? Why do you need $500,000 for an idea that simple? Just
Marketing.
get some marketing. Smart.
Marketing
That's
budget.
where the cost is, but that's where the profits are too. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll take a loan.
Okay.
$500,000.
Deal. Yeah, we'll do some
Good job.
Instagram marketing.
Yeah. You know what? I hear YouTube influencers,
Yeah.
YouTube content creators, that is where the best bang for your buck is.
Yeah, we should look at people who have recently done cat projects.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea. Good idea, Patty.
Thanks, Steve.
Hey, look at us keeping names straight.
I
That would be
know.
great, though. It's like, I wonder if you could just do that now.
You could
just
probably
get some
just,
stuff
like-
and stuff it in your pants.
You probably could, but I feel like I would want a more elegant solution.
Because you're an elegant lady.
I'm an elegant lady.
But like you need to fashion the inserts. Because like, would you always have to wear the same pants, or would it just be like an insert that you can put into any pants?
I think ideally,
I came up with it. What you do is you have strong magnets at the top and the bottom, and then you just like slip them into your pants, and you put magnets on the outside that'll hold it in position.
no, you can't do that because then the cat's gonna avoid the magnets.
Oh, but like the magnets will be high up and
Oh, like high up above and below.
high up above and below.
Oh, yeah,
Then you can
yeah.
like attach it to any pants.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm glad we went into this deal together, Steve.
Okay, 50-50 split, right?
49-51.
Okay. I'm glad you
I'm-
gave me the 51.
I'm the 51. Patty keeps 51. Patty's
okay.
paw pants.
Okay. Patty's paw pants. Shake. Let's shake on it.
Okay, third shake.
Yes. Well, we had to finalize the profit split.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That was a good deal. Okay. So the next invention that Steve had, Steve, the
Oh,
master
you're
inventor.
still Steve. You're not someone else.
No, we took that $500,000 and we made it to $1 million now. So we're doing good.
Okay.
Paw Pants is already like on its way.
Okay.
Model Craft is also, but it's a smaller success. This is a niche product.
A niche, yeah.
Niche.
Niche
But this is a large thing. So
Oh.
how much of the U.S. people have cats?
U.S. people, cats,
Lots.
lots.
And there's a global market too for the Cat Master 3000.
What's Catmaster 3000?
It's a big hamster wheel for a cat. Those already exist, you might say. Yes, but not a cat wheel like this one.
What makes yours different?
This one has a gear that spins as the cat runs. The gears spin and it slowly spins a thing.
What?
And that thing dispenses food.
Oh, so it's like a motivator.
It's a
like they
motivator.
can work out and eat at the same time.
Yeah, and like, you know, in the beginning you'll have, you know, food elsewhere, but over time the Cat Master 3000 can become their only source of food, and they will be fine, fit felines.
So how do they eat it, like in there? Because it's just a big rolling ball.
So it drops next to them. So they're running right here. It spins a little like feeding thing, and it drops into a bowl.
So is there like an inner ball within the ball that stays upright, like a gyroscope?
Oh, sorry, not a hamster ball. It's a hamster wheel.
Yeah,
so it's a big wheel.
I was
It's like-
picturing a ball. I was very confused about how the food was
So it's
rolling
a big
around.
wheel. It's a big wheel that spins around, kind of like a water wheel, you know?
So they would like get off of it and eat.
And then they
could
can
get back
run
on
for
to
some
get
more food.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good
And I think that
idea.
they should even disperse it. Like, I think that what it does is it's like, you know, the twirly pasta shape? So what it is like it'll drop in like 5 or 6 pellets.
Yeah.
And then when it dispenses all 5 or 6 at once. So it's like, here's your snack break. Everything's cool. And like, you know, you can eat for a
Because
while.
then they can run for a while too until they hear the of the food.
And you don't want them to like hop off for just one treat. You know, you want to like have like a meal, you know? And I think that'd be pretty cool.
That's a pretty, man, we've just been having lots of really good ideas on this
I need
FAILTANK.
all the $2 million you've earned from
It's worth it.
Okay.
Take my money.
All right, perfect. 51, 50,
Patty
9,
and Steve.
49.
What?
Split. Good shake. Good job. Okay, what's your next idea? Now that we're like multimillionaires.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're really cornering the cat market here.
cornering the cat market.
Okay. Here's my next one.
You're really inspiring confidence there, Patty.
It's called the Booty Rumbler.
Oh! I like where you're going.
Okay. It's
I like booties.
it's a toilet seat butt massager.
How big is this thing?
It's,
How do you clean it?
It fits on the outside, like on the top of a toilet seat.
What's its
and
purpose?
It vibrates.
Patty, you're crazy. What happened to your ideas?
Okay, hear me out.
Okay, Patty.
Sometimes you're in the restroom for an extended period of time. Has your butt ever fallen asleep? Millions of Americans have their butts fall asleep.
Good job. Good job. You saved the world.
Thank you. I saved the butts.
You've saved the butts. How much money do you need?
Oh, this one's got some, like, it's pretty technical, so I need $1 billion.
5 million? Okay, cool.
We were already shaking.
Okay, 5 million. 5 million.
Okay.
Good job.
We'll make it work. But yeah, butt rumbler.
But,
you could
like,
also, a lot of people use.
But Rumble Master.
Yeah, the name we can work on. But
Yeah, we
also,
can
you know, a
prototype
lot
it.
of people, their personal me time is in the restroom. Why not make it
not that
more
type of
relaxing? Why not make it more relaxing?
With the Butt Master
With
5000.
the Butt Master 5000.
That's a good one. I wonder if it would actually prevent your legs from falling asleep.
It might.
Some rumbles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like after a certain amount of time, it'll like say, hey,
You should get up.
you should get up.
Like we know,
I can only-
we know you're done.
So after the Rumble Poop 5000, work still in progress, I now present to you the Poor Master 5000.
Oh.
Yes.
Everything's a master with a name, huh?
And
Is that
a
your
number.
style? Sorry, master with a number.
Oh, wow. There's some
Ooh,
crazy
big
thunder outside.
Sorry, we just got distracted.
So
Wait, what's it called again?
the Poor Master 5000.
Pour master. Is this resin pouring related? I like guessing.
It's similar-ish, but it's actually acrylic because resin was too hard to clean up. So what it is, do you like acrylic art?
I do.
But is it too hard to get the pour precise and the right amount?
So hard.
So hard. And do you want to sell a whole bunch with like a pattern you know makes a good art piece?
Okay.
It's a CNC controlled Flowmaster 5000.
You plan on selling a whole bunch of these? Seems very niche and expensive.
What you do is you load the pour cylinders up with different colored acrylic paints and you program in different patterns and it disperses the flow acrylic in the patterns.
Can I have a constructive criticism that maybe we can go into business together on?
Yes.
I'm thinking a low tech version where have you seen where people take like a colander,
Yep.
they put it upside down and they pour through the holes so
Yep.
that you can make like a pattern and everything's evenly spaced. Mm-hmm. So they'll pour it like on the top of the colander, it'll go through the holes. Stuff like that, where it's just like different shaped domes or like raised plastic pieces.
Oh, 3D printed. You can just 3D print
you
all
could
different
3D
types
print
of
them.
shapes
But
that make cool patterns.
But that's you're assuming someone has a CNC or has a 3D printer or knows how to do that.
Or just sell the plastic.
Just sell the
things to them.
plastic piece.
Yeah.
So you can sell kits
Yeah.
of like these different things that are patterns that work really well for acrylic pours.
Cool cups, cool things to pour over that make different shapes.
To make different patterns. You could get like a fancy add-on where they can like spin it. Stuff like that. But yeah, you could totally do that.
Yeah, that would be cheaper.
That'd be a lot cheaper.
I guess I was thinking like, if you want to do art like that, but you like came up with like a cool, if you do like black from the top down and then you do a layer of blue on top in a few places, and then like a scraper arm comes in and scrapes it in a certain way, it makes a cool nightscape or something. I was thinking like you can do like repeatable designs. They're all unique, but you can like make them really quick.
I guess so. That's more of like a B2B. That's business to business. You're selling to someone who is making them to sell.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to make that many like repeated
Yeah,
things that
I was
fast.
thinking a B2B product, not a B2C.
I was thinking a B2C.
Yeah, because I was thinking like it would be niche, but you could probably sell a couple hundred to people who like to make and sell art. Another thing, the art in hotels that sometimes sucks.
Often.
Wouldn't it be way cooler if they were like acrylic art and they were all unique, but they were still they're able to be mass produced, but they're all still unique.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd
be cool. But I feel like if you're gonna do that idea, I'm just gonna run with my own idea of the little individual plastic pieces that I can sell on Amazon.
Let's start the company Pour Master, and we're gonna have the CNC 5000.
Oh, mine's like the 900.
Yeah, no, but yours is like the Pour Master kit, for the DIYers out there. So it's like 2 tiers, So it's like we have some. It's like, hey, the Pour Master 6000. I upgraded it. It's the 6000 now because it's fancier because it has an arm.
Oh.
The 5000 doesn't have the arm. The 6000 has the arm.
The scraper
arm. So it's like the scraper arm makes the headlines. It makes the rounds on the news. We're on the Today Show. Like with the people doing it and everything. And we're like, this is really cool. It could do all this stuff. But if you want to do it yourself, you can pick up this kit for $5.99 plus tax in 3 easy payments. $5.99.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. You want to go into business together?
Yeah, sure.
It's like a multi-arm.
Yeah, sure. I'm still not sure about yours, but like I want to do mine, and I feel like I can't do it unless we're in business together since it's based on yours. So
Cool.
Okay.
Good job. We're billionaires now, pretty much. I mean,
Basically.
It's like we just need to wait a little bit.
We'll just wait till my last idea.
Okay. Let's break the bank. Let's break the internet.
It's called Face Bib.
Oh, wait. Is it for beards?
That's one use.
Okay. So it's a bib that you attach over your ears that catches the food right there. So then it doesn't.
No.
Oh. Okay. Proceed.
But similar. So it's actually for beard. It's for beard trimming.
Oh.
But also for makeup fallout, which is something you might not be as familiar with. But when you're applying your makeup, especially powder makeup, all the little powder
and it gets
bits,
on your dress or something.
It gets on your shirt. It gets in the sink. Beard hairs get on your shirt, get on your sink.
And what if you're getting ready? What if you're getting ready for your night out? You're already all dressed and you need to touch up.
And you get makeup powder on there.
You need to touch up your makeup. You don't want to get it on your dress.
Yeah, you put on the face bib.
Yeah.
It's a bib for things that fall off your face.
And does it hang off of your ears?
No, I was thinking more around the neck.
Oh, around the neck. Yeah.
This just seems more comfortable.
yeah, I get that. That probably makes more sense.
Yeah, but
so it's kind of like a trash can. So it's like weighted on the back, and then it's like a trash can in front.
Sort of. Yeah, it's maybe not as big as a trash can.
You need it because beard hair is kind of like.
Okay, it's as big as a trash can, but it's lightweight.
It's like a very small, thin trash can.
Yeah.
But not as deep.
Yeah, super lightweight.
And
it's got inserts, so
you can quickly take it out.
You can quickly take it out, dump it. Yeah.
Put it back in.
Exactly.
I'm in. How much money do you need? That's a pretty simple idea.
It's a pretty simple idea, but I feel like marketing budget.
2 million?
I could do 2 million.
2 million. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good job.
Since we're definitely going to reach out to all the Instagram models,
Yeah.
boy and girl.
Yeah. And get some fancy in person, in use shots. It'll be really glamorous.
Oh yeah.
We can have a couple different colors.
We can partner with the makeup companies and beard oil companies.
Oh yeah. And we can do
different
a couple,
colors.
Yeah, so we'll have a gold, a silver.
Yes, the classy colors.
Because it's expensive. Because you're a fancy person if you have this.
Yeah, well, you're a fancy person because you don't have makeup on your shirt.
Yeah. The definition of fancy.
Or beard hairs on your shirt.
Wow. Okay. You know what? Like we
feel
joke, but some of these ideas are really good.
Yeah. Some are maybe a little bit more questionable, like the booty rumbler.
You know what? The booty rumbler, I didn't see it at first, but now I see it.
Now you see my vision?
But I want it to be built into the seat itself. So it's like
Maybe it's like a seat replacement. It
a
doesn't go on
seat
top,
replacement.
but it's a
Yeah,
seat
yeah, because I
replacement.
want it to be easy to clean.
But I want it to be something that you could use with your existing bathroom.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to get like a custom toilet.
You're going to have to like plug it into a wall, and that's
Yeah.
like power right near water.
Maybe it's battery.
But motors take a lot of energy.
You know, we'll worry about the technical team can worry about the logistics. That's why we got so much
Just
money.
make the engineers come up with like a
engineers
physical
can figure it out.
impossibility.
You wouldn't do nothing. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
No, I wouldn't know anything about that. Except for every single day of my past life. Oh, guys. Well, this was really fun. I'm glad we did the Shark Tank again. Like that was fun to bring it back.
Oh, that was fun.
That was fun. All right, guys. Well, update. What's that? Oh, yeah, thing of the week. Oh, yeah, thing of the week first, and then update. Guys, have you ever wanted a computer that's as small as your pocket? I did, and I got one. Look at that. Look at this. Anyone who can't see this, who's just listening to audio, it's about like...
It's about the size of like a mini iPad.
Like the tiny iPad Air or something like that.
But it's a full computer.
Full computer. It has Windows 10. It has 16 gigabytes of RAM. It has an i7 processor. It has half a terabyte of hard drive space.
You can run Photoshop on it.
You can run Photoshop on it.
Technically edit videos, even though it's a very tiny screen.
It has a full-size USB 3 port. It has a USB-C port for charging and everything that a USB-C port has. I mean, this has better ports than the iPad, I think, because it has a USB-C.
Yeah. Well, an iPad also isn't a computer.
Oh, sorry. The MacBook Air.
Oh, the Mac Air.
The Mac Air only has 2 USB-Cs. This has a USB normal, a USB 3.0. You know, it's so great. And I don't want to get into all of the things, but I've been wanting one of these computers for a long time, for like 7 years.
Yeah.
10, my whole life.
Basically.
I mean, I got the Palm Pilots when they first came out. And I loved those. And I always just loved small computers. And I've always wanted one that's like as small as you can get. And I think that this size right here is as small as you can get, and it still be a functional computer. There are some compromises, like the keyboard has been shifted a little bit around and everything.
You should maybe say like what brand it is or what it's called.
Oh yeah,
we're just calling it Tiny Computer.
This is the One Netbook One Mix 3S Platinum. I got the really expensive one. I got the fancy one. You can get like more budget ones that have an Atom processor and don't have as much RAM and doesn't have as big of a hard drive. But I want to use this as like my main travel computer. It's going to save space. It's going to save time. It's going to save weight. And I can fit it in tiny backpack now. So like this could fit into your backpack, Katelyn. You're like my
little baby backpack.
It's just so cool. And it just makes me happy having it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been wanting this for so long.
Yeah, you've been wanting it for so long.
And like I've talked about it to Katelyn way more than she needed to hear about it. Would go on walks and I'm like, Katelyn, I found a new potential computer. And like I'd get so hyped for it.
I'm so glad that this one is finally purchased.
I'm sorry. You've heard about it so much. But like up until this point, there's always like some disqualifying factor. Yep. It just didn't have all of the things that I wanted. And or it was like a little bit too big or a little bit too small. And I think this is the perfect compromise between all of the different things.
It's good.
So I'm just like I'm just relieved. One of my bucket list items has been taken care of.
Owning a tiny computer.
Owning a tiny computer that actually functions and you can do stuff on.
It is pretty cool.
I think in the future they'll be able to have even more. They can fit even more into something this size. And I'm just excited that like this is the beginning of the tiny computer revolution. I'm joking, not really. Okay, Katelyn, what is your thing of the week?
Mine's very low tech, but it's actually, this isn't a new thing for us, but I was using it recently and we use it all the time because we make a lot of pasta. But you know, normally when you make pasta, you have to pull out like the big colander and put it in your sink. Speaking of colanders, we were talking about colanders earlier. Anyways,
Yeah.
you have to like take out the big bulky colander and put it in your sink, and it's like a whole big other thing you have to wash when your dishes are.
And colanders are not easy to wash.
Yeah, they're not easy to wash with all the holes, and they're just big and bulky and take up a lot of space on your drying rack. Anyways, so my thing of the week is this little, I don't even know what you would call it. It's like a little handheld
strainer.
It's like a handheld strainer, but it's meant to be held on the edge of a pot as you're pouring stuff out of the pot. And there's little holes on it. So instead of having a colander and then having to wash a colander and store a big colander, we just bring the whole pasta pot over to the sink. I just hold this little strainer onto the edge of it. It's like a little crescent moon shape, and it just kind of locks onto the side of it, and then you can pour it out. The pasta stays in the pan, and the water pours out, and it's like so nice. It doesn't take up any more room than like a spatula in your drawer.
We don't even have a colander.
Yeah, we don't. We used to. We don't have one anymore.
Yeah, because we just use this all the time. Yeah, we did have a colander.
We had a big one, yeah.
And it didn't suck, but
no, it was fine. It was a good colander, but it was just like
another thing,
a pain to clean.
If you boil the pasta in a pot, you know that you can pour the water out and your pot's big enough. The colander might be too small.
Yeah, that's true. If
we've had like overspillage where the colander fills up and then your pasta is falling in the sink and there's the pasta you just cooked.
Sad, because then it's lost pasta that you could have eaten.
Speaking of pasta, I'm getting hungry.
I'm getting kind of hungry too.
Yeah, but that's a good thing of the week. That's something that we
use it so
been
much.
using so much, and we love it.
And like no one else I know uses it, and I'm like, why don't you guys use this thing?
It's like a magic secret unlocked ability.
Yeah. So we'll have links to both of our thing of the weeks.
Yeah.
In the show notes / video description as usual.
And as a wrap-up item that I wanted to address, as we've mentioned before, we read all of your reviews on iTunes, and they usually make us very happy. But we got our first 1-star.
We did. I'm outraged. I'm upset.
I think it was just someone who found us, because I think that you guys have been amazing, and you guys have pushed us to like a ranking on the podcast charts. It's not crazy high up there, but like, we've gotten in the 50s, 30s before in iTunes for a category, and someone's probably like, oh, a new podcast I haven't seen. Who are these people? Why are they crazy? So we have reached someone outside of the circle. So
it's actually a good sign.
It's a good sign. But if you guys could kind of drown out that 1-star review, would appreciate it.
Yeah. We gotta overwhelm it.
Overwhelm it.
With more 5 stars.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for spending some of your time with us. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.